enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission, if you will, is to get a handle on the nuts and bolts of their services, writing, editing, marketing.
Right, to understand the full picture.
We want to give you a clear sense of what they actually do and, if they might be a fit for what you need.
And looking at it, they seem pretty versatile. It looks like they could cater to, well, almost anyone. Individuals needing resume help, businesses needing better messaging.
It seems quite broad. And one thing that jumped out immediately was this offer of a free 30-minute consultation.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Feels like a good sort of low-risk way to just test the waters, see what they're about.
Definitely lowers the barrier to entry.
Okay, so let's dive in. First up, something pretty much everyone deals with at some point, resumes.
Right. And what's interesting about their approach is this focus on storytelling.
Storytelling. How so?
Well, they don't just talk about listing jobs. They use phrases like crafting compelling narratives.
Oh.
The idea is to really highlight your skills, your impact, not just the dates you worked somewhere.
So less of a dry record, more of a professional highlight reel.
Exactly that. Think achievements, tangible results.
Right. So instead of just, managed projects, it's about showing how you did it successfully, what actually happened because of it.
Precisely. And they mention creating professionally formatted resumes, which is key, plus those really tailored cover letters.
Impactful cover letters, yeah. Targeted to the specific role.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense.
It feels like for anyone whose applications are just disappearing into a black hole, maybe this narrative approach could be what makes the difference.
It could really help open doors, yeah. Especially when you think about how quickly recruiters scan resumes.
Oh, seconds, right?
Mere seconds, often. So that compelling story, that clear value proposition, it has to grab them immediately.
Makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Branding and content writing. This feels huge in today's world, especially online.
Absolutely vital. They talk about weaving words that capture your brand's essence. And engaging your audience. So it's not just churning out content.
Right, it's strategic.
It's about creating a consistent voice, a message that actually connects with the people you're trying to reach.
And the examples they give really paint a picture. Things like website copy designed to, convert visitors.
Yeah, not just inform.
And engaging social media stuff, that gets people talking.
Builds community.
Builds community, yeah. And marketing materials that actually stand out.
Cut through the noise, as they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole point seems to be building lasting connections, not just getting clicks.
And that consistency piece is important. So many businesses struggle with having one voice across their website, their emails, their social media.
That's true. A unified approach makes a big difference.
It really does. Often the hurdle is, not being clear on their own core values, or maybe just not knowing how to translate those into words consistently.
Okay, so moving from the strategic to the maybe more imaginative side, creative writing and design.
Yeah, this is where they talk about bringing imaginative visions to life.
Visions to life. Sounds good.
What's kind of neat here is that they combine the words and the visuals.
Ah, okay.
So they mention not just like short stories or poetry,
Right.
but also eye-catching graphics and illustrations.
So it's text and images.
It suggests they get that creativity isn't just one thing. It can be words or pictures or both together.
So if you've got, say, a story idea buzzing around.
Or a visual concept, yeah.
They provide ways to make it real, to
Yeah.
turn that abstract thing into something, tangible.
Exactly. Bridging that gap between the idea in your head and something you can actually share.
That synergy makes sense. Sometimes a great image really elevates the writing or vice versa.
Definitely. And having both skills under one roof could, make those kinds of projects much smoother.
Right, instead of juggling different freelancers or agencies. Okay, now for something very specific, medical writing.
Yes, and this sounds like an area where you absolutely cannot afford mistakes.
Precision has to be key.
Totally. They emphasize clarity, precision, and sticking to all the regulatory standards.
Which must be complex in medicine.
Incredibly complex. Communicating complicated medical stuff accurately and legally is just essential. Think about patient leaflets. They have to be super clear, but also medically perfect.
Right. And clinical trial reports, those must be incredibly detailed.
Meticulously detailed, yes. And scientific papers for journals. It all requires this very specialized skill set.
So the examples they give really highlight this: trial reports, patient education materials, scientific manuscripts.
It's not just about being a good writer in general. It's about understanding the medicine, the rules, the specific audience, whether it's doctors or patients or we're regulators.
What really strikes you about this service then?
Just how high the stakes are. Like you said, precision is everything. A tiny error in patient info, that could have serious consequences.
Yeah.
So this service presumably offers that deep, specialized knowledge needed to avoid those risks.
Okay, let's switch back to the business world more broadly. Business writing services.
Right. And here the focus seems very much on outcomes, getting results.
Tangible results.
Exactly. Clear, concise, persuasive writing, stuff designed to actually achieve a business goal.
Like getting funding with a solid business plan.
Perfect example. Or using marketing emails that actually convince people to buy something.
Makes sense. And the examples fit that professional business plans, those compelling marketing emails, website content that builds trust and encourages action.
It's all about using words as a practical tool for business success.
You know, it often feels like clear communication is a major differentiator for successful companies.
Absolutely. Strong business writing isn't just about, like, good grammar. It's strategic.
Strategic.
Understanding who you're talking to, what you want them to do, and crafting the message to make that happen.
Okay. One more big area they cover, book publishing services. This sounds pretty comprehensive for authors.
It really does. They seem to offer a whole range of support for getting a book out there.
Guiding authors through that whole process, which can seem, well, pretty daunting.
Definitely. And they list the key steps. You've got editing, obviously, polishing the manuscript.
First.
Then cover design, which is huge for first impressions.
Absolutely.
Interior formatting, making it easy to read, managing the printing. And then the really vital stuff, marketing and distribution, getting it seen, getting it sold.
What's interesting is how they seem to acknowledge the different ways people publish now.
Yeah, they sort of implicitly contrast the big traditional houses, you know, your Penguin Random houses.
Right, who handle everything.
With the self-publishing options like Amazon PDP or Lulu Press, where the author does more themselves.
So where does a service like Phoenix Lotus fit in there?
Well, it seems like they could offer professional help regardless of the path. An author might self-publish on KDP, but still really need, say, professional editing or a killer cover design.
Ah, okay, so they provide specific expertise you can tap into, even if you're managing the overall project yourself.
Exactly. Or maybe they help manage more of it. It looks like they position themselves as a partner.
A partner to help authors navigate all those publishing complexities.
Yeah, helping them refine the book itself or figure out how to market it effectively, basically supporting those literary ambitions.
So wrapping this up then, looking back at everything we've discussed about Phoenix Lotus Creative Enterprise, it really is a very broad range of services: writing, editing, design, marketing.
That one-stop shop idea we mentioned at the start, it seems pretty accurate given the scope.
It really does.
Yeah.
And the common thread seems to be about using professional communication skills to help people achieve their goals.
Right, whether that goal is landing a job or building a brand or sharing a creative vision or growing a business.
Empowering clients through well-crafted content, essentially.
Exactly.
And let's not forget that starting point, the free 30-minute consultation.
Still seems like a really practical first step for anyone listening who's thinking this might be relevant.
Yeah, a no-pressure way to just talk about your specific needs and see if they can actually help.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener.
What?
Think about how much of your own time and, frankly, mental energy goes into writing or editing or marketing right now.
Good question.
Could bringing in some professional support for those things actually free you up, allow you to concentrate more on your core work, your main objectives?
It's definitely something to consider.
Ah.
Could leveraging that kind of expertise be, well, a game changer for reaching your bigger goals faster?
Explore the possibilities we've talked about. See if maybe getting some help could make a real difference for you.